Hello everyone. Today's lesson is going to be about the destination resilience and how to build resilience in tourism destinations. My name is George Giotis, and this lesson will be conducted within the framework of Module 9, titled as Destination Resilience and Crisis Management. Let's begin with the layout of the lesson. First of all, we'll make an introduction to destination resilience. Then we will see the elements, its components, and thereafter we will see the strategies for building destination resilience. And finally, we will see some examples of destination resilience in practice. Concluding, we will see the main conclusions of the lesson and some implications. Now, regarding the introduction to destination resilience, what is destination resilience? Destination resilience in tourism refers to a destination's ability to withstand, to adapt to, and recover from crises or disruptions, ensuring long-term sustainability. It was a concept that was developed mainly by Holiday in 2018, and it was very time efficient because 1 year later we had the COVID pandemic. Therefore, we have to face and deal with disruptions regarding the tourism, and one of the main purposes was to ensure a long-term sustainable character of tourism and how to deal with crisis and several other disruptions like physical phenomena, wars, or etc. So, building resilience is very crucial as a tourism destination can face several challenges such as climate changes, conversion practices, or economic shocks or pandemics. And this concept was accustomed by OECD in 2022. Therefore, creating resilience involves strategic planning, community engagement to safeguard the environmental, social, and economic stability of tourism hotspots. Now, which are the elements of destination resilience? There are four elements. First of all, there is the risk assessment. As a first step, we have to identify the vulnerabilities and the potential threats. It is very important, the first step, to recognize the situation. Secondly, preparedness. Within this framework, we have to develop strategies and resources for quick response. The third step regards the adaptive management in order to continuously improve our situation through monitoring and feedback loops. Finally, there is the community and stakeholder engagement, because involving all relevant parties in planning and implementation is one of the main elements of destination resilience. Now, which are the components of destination resilience? There are several. We'll see the main of them. First of all, the dimension of environment. We discuss about environmental resilience. Two main aspects concern the climate adaptation. Climate change affects several parameters. It can rise the sea levels, extinguish cities, cause extreme weather, or even change the ecosystems. Therefore, adaptation strategies include building climate resilient infrastructure or possibly adopting sustainable water and energy management practices. Moreover, protecting the natural resources, the forests, the coral reefs, and the wildlife helps destinations maintain their diversity and prevent ecosystem degradation. For example, the Maldives has or implemented coral reef protection to safeguard marine biodiversity and mitigate beach erosion, essential for both environmental health and tourism appeal. These are very important dimensions. Secondly, the economic resilience. Uh, the aspect of diversification of the tourism economy is one of the most important ones, because if one city, one country, one territory relies heavily only on tourism, it makes this country, this city, this destination in general vulnerable. Economic resilience involves developing varied tourism products such as cultural, civilization, ethical, traditional, wellness, agrotourism, many kinds of economic activities related to tourism, and which can attract different visitor segments and spread the risk. Therefore, the diversification of the tourism economy is one of the most important aspects to deal with the economic resilience. Secondly, local economic support. It is not known but very important aspect, because the local businesses, if they are benefited, if they are empowered, if they are helped, if they are assisted in order to maintain their benefits, this has several benefits, several positive externalities, uh, not only for the city but for the country and international level, because there will be a spread out of the tourists. The third component of the destination resilience deals with the social and cultural resilience. More specifically, regarding the community involvement. Building resilience requires support from local communities, and inclusive planning fosters a sense of ownership, ensuring local stakeholders actively participate in maintaining and promoting resilience. Apart from this, we, we have the cultural heritage, the preservation, the protection, and the ensurement of the survival of the cultural assets is very important. The festivals, the historical sites, all the events that are related to the cultural heritage, it is very crucial to be preserved. Resilience planning should include strategies to protect and celebrate cultural heritage even during adverse conditions. For instance, Bhutan emphasizes cultural preservation as a core tourism strategy, integrating cultural values into all levels of tourism management. But what can we do to build this destination resilience? There are some strategies that can be implemented. First of all, sustainable tourism development. Carrying capacity management is one of the aspects that was discussed in the previous lesson. Monitoring and managing visitor numbers prevents environmental degradation and preserves natural attractions. The waste and resource management. Implementing waste reduction and sustainable resource practices ensure that the destination's environmental assets are preserved. Therefore, management regarding eco-friendly waste management on this issue, programs related to recycling or sustainable practices can be very important elements of resilience. Not to mention the technological innovation aspect. This dimension is very important because the geographical systems, the digital tools and mobile applications for real-time monitoring can track visitor movements, allowing for efficient capacity management and resource allocation. If you know where the other tourist is, where the great flows are, you can avoid to visit these areas and go to others. Moreover, social media and communication is another important aspect. Using social media as a tool for crisis communication enables destinations to disseminate information quickly. For example, during the COVID pandemic, destinations like New Zealand used digital channels to inform the travelers from other areas to maintain a trustworthy image. Other strategies regard the risk diversification in visitor markets. By attracting visitors and tourists from different geographical and demographic segments, destinations can reduce their dependency on a single one market. Another dimension, developing various types of tourism, ecotourism, wellness, adventure, conference, many types, wine tourism, appeals to different traveler types and reduces seasonality impacts in order to avoid peaks on specific periods. And fourthly, building a resilient workforce. It is a very important aspect because if you invest in the workforce to develop the skills and the efficiency, the training, the upskilling of the workforce can ensure that employees are adaptable to challenging and changing market. The demands are changing, the skills are changing, and if you train your employees in the workforce, uh, you make your employees better to respond in an emergency situation and to communicate with your customers. It is very important. Employment support programs, of course, because offering financial support and retraining to offer retraining options for tourism employees, you can have a stable workforce and with high morale, and they become more efficient in this way. Now, regarding the examples of destination resilience in practice, we refer quickly to three examples: the Maldives, which are known for its luxury tourism, and have adopted coral restoration and sustainable energy practices to combat rising sea levels. The New Zealand. This country emphasizes on sustainability and it has a campaign 100% pure New Zealand, which promotes responsible travel and environmental conservation. And during the COVID pandemic, the government of New Zealand supported the tourism industry with financial assistance and a clear recovery strategy focused on sustainable practices. Not to mention the Japan's disaster preparedness. Japan is very famous, known, popular for the too many earthquakes and the tsunamis. Therefore, the country has developed extensive disaster preparedness protocols. In this way, you have a trained staff in the hospitality and tourism sector and related infrastructure to withstand natural disasters. Concluding, we would say that building resilience in a tourism destination is very important for sustainable development and the long-term success, not only the short or medium period. Secondly, by focusing on environmental conservation, economic diversification, community engagement, crisis preparedness, adaptive management, the tourism destinations can prepare for and recover from crisis while safeguarding their unique assets. And finally, resilient tourism not only preserves the destination for future generations, but also enhances its attractiveness and competitiveness in an increasingly uncertain world. These are the references, the main references used in this section. And of course, thank you very much for your attention.